Good morning. Alan here with another 5 minutes of recovery. As always, my disclaimer, I'm not a professional speaker. I don't represent any specific 12-step fellowship. I'm just here sharing my experience, strength, and hope in the hopes that someone that's still sick and suffering from the disease of alcoholism and drug addiction will see one of my videos and seek help. As always, there's hope and there's help. If a guy like me can get and stay sober a day at a time, there's no reason why anybody that's watching these videos can't do the same. And so what I really like to talk about today is just what I've been feeling lately, gratitude. And so my life ebbs and flows, right? And so like I'm either moving forward or I'm moving backwards, and like there's no standing still. And I spoke about that. But the thing that I've come to learn is that the more grateful I am for the things that I have and for my life, the more blessings come into my life and the better my life gets. And the way that works for me is I got a sponsor, right? And he took me through the steps. And then as a result of going through the steps, I had a spiritual awakening, right? And the way that I used to think, talk, and act completely changed. And the person that I started to become, I started to like. I went from liking myself to loving myself. And as a result of that, I started taking better care of myself. And as a result of that, I was able and am able to be more useful and helpful to other people in my life. And so the more that I stay helpful and useful to other people, the more things and the more good things I get to enjoy in life. And that just seems to be the way that the whole process works for me. And a lot of that all starts with gratitude, right? Like I wake up in the morning saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. And just realizing what a blessing it is to have another day to like open my eyes and look at the beautiful sun behind me and look at the beautiful house that I'm living in today, right? And not having to wake up in a jail cell next to a dude that I don't really like, and just trying to exist for another day to get through it to so I don't have to live I don't live my life like that anymore. And my life continues to get better. And I continue to stay grateful for the things that I have, and more things continue to come into my life. And I'm not only talking about material things. I've been blessed, like, because I'm a hard worker and I make a decent living. And so like that stuff just came. And I used to think that was the most important stuff, but it's really not. Like the most important stuff is like the light that goes off in someone's face when you take them through the book and they start to understand and they get it and they start practicing the principles in their life. Like that's an awesome gift that can only come from a God of my understanding. And like coming home from work after a long day and having your little grandson come and run into your arms and say, hey, Pop, and want to tell you about his whole day. You know, like those are the things that like you can't put a price on. Those are the things that just make my life so worthwhile and so fulfilling. And so like if you're interested in some of this stuff, right? Like do the things that I did, and that all starts, and it's got to start somewhere. And for me, it started with going to meetings, paying attention, like having enough, and wanting to do something different, and asking someone to help me, and then trusting that they would help me, and then them putting my hand in God's hand and getting me a connection with a God of my understanding that continues to help me on a daily basis by practicing the principles in my life and being useful to others and just trying to do the best that I can on any given day. That stuff isn't always great all the time. My life isn't always awesome all the time, but it really is. And if you've been around for a while, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, then you got to experience it. And I can never explain in words the things and the gifts that my life has given me through the God of my understanding. So I don't know if I helped anybody. I hope that everybody has a wonderful week. God bless, and I'll see you guys next week.